Hey, welcome back to CT Sports Now here on Vantage Sportsnet and the CW20, of course. So joining us as he does on every Tuesday in the high school football season, Sean Patrick Bowley from Game Time CT.
You are fired up. You are fired. Hey, listen, New Britain.
What about them?
Throw a little gas on the fire, why don't you?
We were talking in the commercial break right before. Sean's like, they've got to be high in the top 10.
How do you not vote New Britain into the top 10 after last week? I get Berlin, all right, and Sonia. I mean, I know there's only so many spots, but look at this. Sean, we did not expect this last
200 plus yards against
the two of them, him and Taji Yap, had 400 yards of total offense. They rolled up 63 points and a 63-26 victory over East Hartford. Once they lost to Southern, you feel like they're going to deflate, and it's going to be the same old New Britain. Nuh-uh. No, they came out fired up against a playoff team. Everyone loved East Hartford. I loved East Hartford. I mean, they were a little bit further down my poll than when they started, but here they are putting together a really nice, a really great display. And I thought, well, there they are. So it's like election day. It's like, how did this guy not win?
So let's go to the 6 through 10 on the new poll.
Yes.
And so you have Southington, you have Newtown not moving. Berlin moves in there. Naugatuck
that was
and
impressive.
Sonia. So listen, what Berlin did, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. But somewhere on there is not.
It's
New
not
Britain.
New Britain. They're at number 11, and they're only behind Ansonia by maybe about 20 points. Right, which means people didn't vote them high enough, basically. And then, I don't have any qualms with Ansonia being in there or Naugatuck, really. I mean, Naugatuck and Ansonia was down 14-0 to Woodland, a pretty good Woodland team, a team that we didn't think they were going to have a shot, really, to beat Ansonia. And Ansonia does what Ansonia does. They really start. Yeah. Once they face a little adversity, they grinded that game out. And here they are here. And it was an impressive comeback, and that's the way and it's a good. Let's just quickly talk about the Naugatuck Valley League. Two great games. This was one of them on Friday night.
Naugatuck Seymour.
Naugatuck Seymour was the other one. Came right down to the final play of the game, and Naugatuck had to hold on.
Does that surprise you that there were two great games? Because you were a little down on the Valley.
I totally was down on the Valley. I mean, look, Seymour lost to Wolcott. They kind of threw up a clunker versus Holy Cross.
Yeah, right. They needed a late trick play.
Right, and then they kind of had a clunker versus Wolcott. And here's Elijah Robbins, who I'd never seen before. Bolted right up the field for the.
Seymour didn't see him either on this play.
I just saw the back of his jersey on that.
But Seymour came to play. Seymour showed up. I mean, Ian Sadik, the quarterback, Tyler Gannum. Really nice game by them, and even Cade Clarity's Ditria played tremendous at linebacker. They were great. Naugatuck they only had 19 points scored on it all year. They had 20 points in the first half. So I thought because of that, maybe you knocked Naughty down a little bit. It was their first battle with adversity. But hey.
The problem I think we're running into in people's votes, and you'd like to see I'm not speaking generically, I'm speaking specifically. You'd like to see New Britain move up, but how do you move teams down when they just keep winning?
Well, again, I like to weight vote. I like to weight votes. I like to weight the a team's just because you're undefeated to me doesn't mean you're better than XYZ team just because they're undefeated. I don't believe in that. I believe your schedule does have something to do with it. And Naugatuck had not played anybody up until this point. And even Dave Solaz, the head coach, said this is our first real big opponent since week 1 against Wolcott, and they won the game. Yeah, but they needed if Seymour has a kicker. We're probably not talking about him right now.
All right, but so you say that, but then Berlin goes and beats an undefeated.
Well, they were also undefeated, though.
Well, yes.
Berlin was.
But Berlin was, but they go and they destroy, on the road, an unbeaten Bloomfield team, and you're a little concerned that they're in the 8th spot.
Not entirely. I just think New Britain's got to be in there somewhere. Again, I don't, I think New Britain. Here's what I'm saying. I think New Britain. I've got New Britain as my 8th team in the state. I've got Berlin. I think behind them. I think I've got Ansonia, Naugatuck. 10, 11-ish. That's
who do you have first? Who do you have?
I vote Greenwich number 1. I've been
no. Between Naugatuck and Ansonia, which one's higher?
I have that's a good question. I don't remember now. I think they were like back to back.
Yeah.
10, 11-ish. Something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's why it's a poll. So I know I get all worked
But
up. I know I get all worked up about
Speaking
it.
of the poll, let's look at 1 through 5, and because really nothing changes here. As all of your top teams
This is
just
where-
keep winning. Although Greenwich keeps kind of inching closer to the
Well,
blue
yeah,
there, right?
Greenwich is really closer. They're only 2 points behind right now. Darien with another game that they needed to kind of pull out in the second half of theirs. Greenwich with not an offensive explosion, but a defensive explosion.
Well, there's
well.
Mozzie BC who had 8 sacks.
Mozzie
This
BC
guy's a
had
beast.
eight sacks. That is insane. He was an all-stater for us last year, and he really showed up in this game. It wasn't a great offense. They were kicking a lot of field goals, and but they should, when they needed some defense. Every team's they're gonna run into a little bit of problems. Richfield is a good program. Greenwich always has trouble with them. Again, though, defensively, tremendous effort by especially BC, who not only had the 8 sacks, he also recovered a block punt for a touchdown.
And he had that strip.
So I have
there.
him number 1.
But that was a 33-3 game. So in the end, it still is a 30-point victory from Greenwich over
and
Richfield.
They may have not have played a lot of people up to par or up to snuff this year, but Daniel Hand plays a good program in Cheshire. Cheshire's way down. We all know that, but a solid program, obviously, year in and year out, and they destroyed. They destroyed him.
They beat. Yeah, well, we know what Hand was going to do. I mean, it wasn't 60, whatever it was to.
Well, it was like 42-0.
Yeah, it was 49-14.
The second quarter.
They took their foot off the gas this time, and we all want Hand back playing these teams on a regular basis. But I've said it many times on this program, many times elsewhere on Game Time CT, that they are the best team in the SEC this year. A league that overall has been down. Now, we shall see what we got the rest of the way here with North Haven and Prep coming up this week. That'll be really interesting. Now it's not about leagues really anymore. There's no league championships. It's all about seeding, and everything else is just bragging rights at this point.
I got to tell you, a little birdie told me, my source, maybe soon, within 2 years, we might be seeing different playoff structure. Thanksgiving may not come into play.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see that.
There is I don't. There's just some grumblings and starting to come out the last few weeks that maybe it's time to start shuffling around the playoffs, and Thanksgiving is they're going to take a hard look at it. A lot of teams are moving their games further and further up the week. I would hate to see it personally.
I think it's a great tradition.
It's a wonderful tradition.
It is. It's weird things happen on Thanksgiving. It makes Connecticut football what it is. It's a national holiday, in my opinion.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
National
holiday. Sorry. A statewide sports
You heard
holiday.
it here first.
The greatest sports day in Connecticut is Thanksgiving Day football. And Massachusetts got rid of it a few years ago. I feel like there was something lost in it. And you lose that pageantry.
I'm with you. I don't want to see it go away, but we get to enjoy it at least for this year, and I'm sure next year as well.
Make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring everybody down.
Yeah.
We got to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more on CT Sports Now. Thank you, Sean Patrick Bowley. Game Time CT coming in and shedding a little knowledge on us all.